It's time now for the PHL 11 o'clock news for this Friday, December 5th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. On Peter Wiggins here now. Your 11 o'clock news at 9 here. And our top story at 11 o'clock here is the passion of the protesters is personal around the country. And what happened to Eric Garner, the black man who died after confrontation with the police? In Staten Island this summer, they see all that the wrong with a justice system that, and many others, considerably deeply unfair and unpredictable New York protests organized criticism of police. The dramatic Rolling Stone story of a gang rape at the University of Virginia, which prompted national outrage until scrutiny of the alleged victim's account began to raise serious doubts based on misplaced trust in a still unidentified woman, the magazine reported. NASA's Orion spacecraft lifted off this morning from Cape Canaveral to the delight of NASA's engineers who had begun to force to scrub the launch of it Thursday after a trio of problems. Filipino residents take shelter to inside a gymnasium turned into a temporary evacuation center in Mamling Village, Cebu Province, in central Philippines on Friday as Typhoon Agabet approaches the country. Cars enter the Sony Picture Studios and entertainment headquarters in Culver City, California on Friday. Employees at the studio received a threatening email perpetrated to be from recent hackers. Providing a surprising and much-needed bit of momentum to the global economy, U.S. reporters ramped up hiring last month and reported a significant rise in the global wages, welcoming news for American workers feeling left behind by the nation's slow economy. Chinese authorities arrested a once-feared security chief Zhao Yonggang and launched a criminal investigation on Saturday on charges ranging from adultery and robbery to leaking state secrets after expelling them from the Communist Party overnight. Well wishes in the world color yellow celebrated the birthday of King Bhumibol Adulyadej and prayed for himself on Friday outside the hospital in Bangkok where he was staying. A resident in Soweto, South Africa, in front of a memorial of former President Nelson Mandela on Thursday, a day before the first anniversary of his death. War crimes prosecutors dropped charges against humanity of crimes against humanity charges against Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta on Friday, considering that had too little evidence to convict him of orchestrated post-election violence in 2007 that left at least 1,200 people dead. Police say 4 people have been stabbed on an Amtrak train in Michigan as suspects in custody, and the 4 wounded people have been taken to the hospitals. In Phoenix, Arizona, the shooting death of an unarmed black man by a white police officer here on Tuesday has added a new fuel to the already fired debate on the role of race and police use of lethal force. Demonstrators in the Missouri Capitol Friday after marching to Jefferson City from Ferguson, as Ferguson protesters reached the Missouri Capitol with their message. President Obama on Friday announced the nomination of Ashton B. Carter, a physicist and former Deputy Defense Secretary, to replace Chuck Hagel as Defense Secretary. As the Senate Intelligence Committee prepares to release its report of a CIA torture rendition and questions the rules Friday, wherever a phone call made by Secretary of State John Kerry to Chairman Dianne Feinstein included a request to delay its release. In Washington, U.S. employers added the largest number of workers in nearly 3 years in November, and wage gains picked up at the sign of economic strength that could draw the Federal Reserve closer to raising interest rates. Stocks rose Friday with the Dow and S&P 500 notching closing highs after the November's job gains blew way past estimates. Dish Networks pulled CBS programming from its service, leaving millions of customers without easy access to the nation's biggest broadcaster. As expected, a videotape deposition of the late Apple co-founder and CEO Steve Jobs has been played in court as part of an antitrust lawsuit concerning the early generations of the iPod. Windows 7 no loss leader from Microsoft, but making money may rely on services. Beck's morning phrase, Beyonce's self-titled album, Ed Sheeran's X-Myths in a Lonely Hour, and Pharrell Williams' Girl are the nominees for the Album of the Year of the 57th Grammy Awards. A worker cleans Bill Cosby star on Hollywood Walk of Fame and was vandalized with the word rapist written several times. Sacramento, California, a combination of record high temperatures and sparse rainfall during California's 3-year drought has produced the worst conditions in 12 years, according to a study accepted for publication. 2 doctors died of Ebola. In Sierra Leone, Friday, a government and a hospital source said, bringing it to 10 number to scare the country by the virus. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved Incyte Corporation Jakafi for the treatment of patients with polycythemia vera who had had an inadequate response to an intolerance of hydroxychloroquine. Take a look at New England Lords here on Massachusetts Hampshire, Interstate 93 southbound IAO. Accident exit. Motor vehicle accident with intrepid tools working to remove one from vehicle. Alright, let's take a look at the traffic situation here at 11:05 here. And Interstate 91 is slow on the southbound side from the Massachusetts-Vermont border to around East Hampton here. Mass back to the westbound side, will also after you pass around the Berkshires here. Mass back to the westbound side is backed up from South Boston and Union for the Austin Brenton tolls here. Around Boston University, 93 Southeast Expressway, slow around. Dorchester, Route 3 on the southbound side, it's backed up from Hampshire, Massachusetts border and Tingsburg around Billerica. And Route 3 on the northbound side, slow around Billerica around 495 in Chelmsford here. 495 northbound side, slowly approaching 93 and Andover. 3 and 93 are a little slow around the state of New Hampshire. It's 3 a little slow from Nashua to Manchester, Everett Turnpike. 93 slow from Salem, New Hampshire, all the way up to Concord, New Hampshire. And New Hampshire Turnpike is modified here. But otherwise, all the highways in New England modified here. And Route 2 slow from Fitchburg down for Athol. Pay dirt, Channel News Time. And 190 on the southbound side, we get an accident on 190 in West Boylston here. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute here. Hater telling news times now. 11:06 here, 10:30 for a little weather report here. Our current conditions at 11 o'clock in North Massachusetts. 40 degrees on temperature, light rain. Humidity 83%. Wind speed east about 6 miles per hour. Barometer 3.46 inches. Dew point about 35 degrees. Visibility 9 miles per hour. And a wind chill about 36 degrees here. Okay, take a look at our current conditions region here. 41 degrees on temperature right now here in Boston. It's 31 in Fitchburg, 32 in Bedford, 48 in Beverly and Gloucester. It's 31 in Worcester, 34 in Sturbridge, 36 in Webster, 38 in Milford, 40 in Darwood, 41 in Taunton, 37 in Smithfield, 44 in Providence, 46 in Westfleet. It's 42 in Hyannis, 50 in New York City, 48 in Islip, 48 in Montauk, 46 in Sound, 46 in Bridgeport, 45 in Waven. Line of 34 is from Denbury, down for Waterbury, out to Middletown, down for Hartford, down for Windsor. It's 33 in Springfield, 33 in Greenfield, 32 in Amherst and in Fall, 32 in Pittsfield, 33 in North Adams, 31 in Albany, New York. It's 28 in Saratoga Springs, 34 in Bennington, 31 in Brattleboro. It's 38 in New Hampshire, 29 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 28 in Nashua, New Hampshire, 29 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 29 in Portland, Maine. It's 27 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 27 in Concord, New Hampshire, and 27 in Laconia, New Hampshire. Here. Okay, take a look at our map situation here. Cold front off the Northern California coastline and up to Oregon. Pink front off the Washington coastline and up to the British Columbia. We got station front from the Pacific Northwest, stretching it down for Wyoming and out for Nebraska, down for Iowa, down for some Wisconsin here. And station front down for Saskatchewan, and cold front from southern Manitoba and down in northeastern North Dakota and up in northern Minnesota, down for Ontario, and a warm front up in Quebec with a low pressure in northeastern Ontario here. We got a cold front from northern Texas and stretching it out for southeastern Oklahoma down for Missouri, and a warm front from Illinois down for Indiana, down for Iowa, down for Kentucky, Tennessee, down for Georgia, and woman at the sea here. We got a 40-degree temperature. Waiting for Detroit, we have high pressure in southern Saskatchewan, down for Utah, Colorado, and off the Gulf of California, and high pressure in Nova Scotia, and we got low pressure in southeastern Wyoming, northeastern Idaho here, and southern Missouri, and northeastern Ontario here. And we got high pressure off the Baja California here. 40 degrees on temperature out in Detroit. It's 43 out in Washington, D.C. It's 57 in Atlanta, 75 in Miami, Florida, 72 in Brownsville, Texas. It's 65 in Dallas, Texas, 42 in Kansas City, 36 in Omaha, Nebraska, 35 in Chicago, Illinois, 30 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 20 in Great Falls, Montana, 53 in Seattle, 62 in San Francisco, Los Angeles. It's 50 in Las Vegas, 44 in Salt Lake City, 45 in Phoenix, 34 in Denver, 50 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here. And take a look at our radar situation here. Shows lanes rain shots covering much of eastern Massachusetts and covering much of Rhode Island, western and outer and middle in Upper Cape Islands there. Coming much of a down there in Connecticut and down for 7-2 in New York from Kingston all the way down for New York City and moderate heavy bands rain around Long Island Sound and up in New Haven away in New Milford, Waterbury, around Hartford and Springfield areas and around Amherst Walls. We've seen some sleeting showers around Newburyport, stretching out 494 quarter from Newburyport, stretching down Hudson and stretching up in the north in Worcester County and up in the F all down for Amherst, staying for Pittsfield, down for Northampton, and snow and sleet around Albany here. And snowing around Maine, up in New Hampshire, Vermont, and up in the upstate New York here. Take a look at the snow showers in eastern and western portions of Quebec and up in the northeastern portions of Ontario. And line rain showers coming from and line of moderate bands of rain stretching from southern New England, stretching in New York State down through Pennsylvania, stretching in through Ohio, southern Indiana, Illinois, coming to much of Kentucky, Tennessee, and up to northwestern Georgia, northern Alabama, and Mississippi, and a line of rain showers ran from eastern Missouri down through Arkansas and the northeastern portions of Texas here. Snow showers in southwestern portions of Manitoba. Snow showers in south-central portions of Saskatchewan. And we're seeing some spotty snow showers around the eastern portion of British Columbia. And lines of deluges of showers and storms from southwestern portions of British Columbia stretching in for the western Oregon coastline and down the northern California and down for north-central portions of California and not to say. So, north of San Francisco, up in Portland and west of Seattle, could see some rain showers there. Okay, take a look at our map situation here. A line of clouds covering up the much of the eastern and western portions of the country. And some spotty clouds around western Great Lakes around north of the Dakotas and stretching out of Plain States. And clear around southeastern Texas around Louisiana here and southern Mississippi. And clouds around southern Florida. Few clouds. Alright, let's take a look at our map situation. Let's take a look at our forecast discussion here in the country here. Snow will expected across the interior New England walls. Severe weather will be possible for the portions of the lower Mississippi and Tennessee valleys. A wide axis of moderate heavy rains will continue to develop to the north and the frontal boundary stretch from the middle Mississippi Valley to the middle Atlantic coast and a wave of low pressure along in the front is expected to lift from the Ohio Valley this weekend. Spreading precipitation in the northeast United States, although most precipitation will be fall as rain. Cold air originated from a surface high setup near Newfoundland will bring some snow and ice across the interior New England and farther south. Showers and potentially severe thunderstorms are expected to be breakout ahead of a southern portion of the boundary will presses eastward as a cold front the lower Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee valleys and upstream strong high pressure slated in Canada will keep much of the middle of the country dry this weekend and should push the front and the east and associated precipitation offshore by early Sunday. Widespread precipitation is expected for the Pacific system moving inland over the western United States Friday night and the Saturday most uninsured full. In the terrain will cause some heavy rains in northern California along the western Oregon coastlines, and still expected to be for the higher elevations. The west should see a brief break in the precipitation on Sunday as the system pushes up across the northern plains. There. Low pressure approaching New England will result in a brief mix of snow and sleet this evening, then quickly change to all rain, except to be across western Massachusetts where freezing rain will linger a bit longer. This slow trek just south of New England Saturday and Saturday night, resulting in period rain, and this slow departs late Saturday night, yielding dry but much colder and blustery weather Sunday, and dry cold weather lingers on a Monday by Tuesday. A coastal storm may develop and impact for New England with rain and wind and possibly some wet snow over the western Massachusetts area. And near term until 6 a.m. Saturday morning, 10:25 p.m. update. Steady precipitation is pace across much of the southern New England and tweak the weather, which weather advisory based on latest BSNet observations include central Middlesex County. The May 5th, there will be some freezing rain, and tweak new trend forecast reflect the latest observed trends. There. As we have a winter weather advisory here, in effect, this evening, early Saturday morning first. North expected mixture of light, snow, sleet, and freeze rain to begin across. South Central Massachusetts this evening and temperatures slowly rise throughout the night, causing mixed precipitation to gradually change over the rain from south to north. Patches of light freeze rain may linger across portions of the advisory area into daybreak here. So, and we're going to take a look at a futurecast radar here. Okay, now take a look at our radar situation here, and it shows rain for much of southern evening with some north sleet up north here. Much of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine here, and then 1 a.m. Rain will move attitude from east to west beginning overnight hours of early morning hours where a new batch of rain coming from Albany, New York, moving into New England by about 10 o'clock, and then moving out by noon, and then a third batch of showers around New England by about 6 o'clock. So I'm expecting on-off showers with a line of snow showers from southern New Hampshire, down for northern Norfolk, down for western Berkshires of Massachusetts, Norfolk, Connecticut, down for Kingston, New York. So expect an on and off wet Saturday and tap here. Alright, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. Overnight, rain mainly after midnight. Petrobog after midnight. Low end 37 degrees and eastward about 5 to 7 miles, but just makes 8%. New precipitation amounts between the 10th recorded is possible. For Saturday, rain Petrobog before 1 p.m. 152 degrees and cold wave pickup in southwest 5 miles, but just makes 8%. New precipitation amounts between the quarter and half inch possible. For Saturday night, rain available before 4 a.m. Low around 33 degrees and light north wind increase at a 6-11 miles per hour. The evening winds could get size 30 miles per hour, just makes 30%. New precipitation amounts between the half and 3/4 inch possible. For Sunday, most of the sky, the gradually becoming size sky about 40 degrees and north wind about 50 miles per gust as high as 30 miles per hour. Saturday night, most of the skies with a low around 23 degrees and north wind about 14 miles per hour. For Monday, a slight chance of snow before 10 a.m. The partly size sky about 36 degrees and just makes 20%. For Monday night, a chance of rain and snow before 2 a.m. The rain likely cloud sky low about 32 degrees and just makes 6%. For Tuesday, rain with a few hints of sleet here. High around 50, low about 33 degrees. The transpiration as low as 50% and height as 8%, and between that, 65% here. And for Wednesday, a chance of snow showers, partly cloudy to most of the side skies. With a high around 40, low about 27 degrees for Wednesday, a transpiration 30% to 40% here. Thursday, most of the side skies with a high around 40, low about 20 degrees, and for Friday, most of the sky about 43 degrees. Peters, what a phrase today! Rainy Saturday and tap. This is Peter Wednesday. Have a good night. We're goodbye to the BC for tomorrow with a morning report here, and coming next, Peter Channel Weekend. Stay tuned.